Hi, welcome to Breakaway from Pain, our podcast with myself, Dr. Shaina Clemons. Today, I would love to tell you a little bit more about me and my clinic and how I became a pelvic floor physical therapist. So I am Shaina, and I have a wonderful family. I have 4 kids. An amazing husband, and we have dogs, crazy puppies. We are a really active family. We enjoy just being outside. We like to hike and bike and go fruit picking, and we love to go to the beach. We also love to go skiing and snowboarding. So we are a really big outdoorsy family and enjoy just being together. Some other things about me, I love to read, and I also enjoy doing triathlons. In 2011, I did an Ironman triathlon in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And also, my favorite color is purple. So when you come to the clinic, you'll notice that there are sprinkles of purple everywhere, for the sheer fact of that it makes me happy and it makes me smile every day as I walk through my clinic. So years ago, I was snowboarding, and it was in high school, and I broke my wrist, and it ended up being a pretty bad break, and I was put in a cast all the way up to my shoulder. And then a month later, I got a shorter cast and came out of the cast, and I was still in pain in my wrist. So I ended up going to occupational therapy, and it was a really great experience. I had a lot of fun, and I learned all these exercises, and I got to play with all these fun toys. And the best part about it was that at the end, my wrist felt great. And being young, I was just so appreciative that I didn't have any limitations. I was able to get my motion and my strength back, and I knew it then wouldn't limit me in my future. So jumping forward many years as I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to do? What do I like? What am I, passionate about? And I remembered being in OT, and I remembered just how great it was. And I just loved getting to know my therapist. And again, she made it so much fun. And so I started to really, search into the therapy world. And when I learned more about physical therapy, I was just drawn to it. I loved that it incorporated the whole body. I loved that you would get to work with people for lots of different injuries. I just thought it was so cool. So did an internship and was like, yep, this is, how I'm gonna, start my career. And so went to PT school and graduated, and I got a staff job, and I was working at an outpatient clinic. We saw a lot of different orthopedic issues, some different neuromuscular conditions, so balance things, working with people after a stroke or Parkinson's disease, things like that. And I was enjoying it. I was loving it. And then I was encouraged to see some patients for pelvic health issues. And when I went to school, it was 3 years of PT school, and I had 1 day of pelvic floor. So needless to say, I felt like I didn't feel qualified to be able to treat this, even though we come out of school being able to, help anyone. And so the woman that I was working with at the time, she was like, don't worry, I'll teach you a couple things, I'll get you going. And I started to learn a lot, and I jumped into seeing patients for incontinence. And I was doing my best, and, they were starting to get better. And they came in, and patients were saying, wow, I can go to the store now, and I'm not afraid that I'm gonna leak. Or, oh, I can go do my errands and I'm not stressing about where's the bathroom at every point. And it just hit me how impactful these changes were in these people's lives. It was just a huge, huge quality of life factor. Also, I started having children myself and going through many pregnancies and many different birthing experiences. I was just amazed at what the body goes through and how we can be affected differently based on what happens. So needless to say, I totally fell in love with pelvic floor and just jumped right in. I continued to take more courses. I just wanted to learn as much as possible and grow because there's just so many different people that you can help when you kind of jump into the world of pelvic health. So jumping forwards, my husband and I had, always talked about having a clinic. He always said, hey, you're going to do this. And I always said, oh, we'll see. And, they always say that like the stars align. I had so many signs, just, patients saying, hey, when are you going to do this? When are you going to have your own thing? And it really felt right. And my husband and I wanted to continue to grow our family. And, I really loved the idea of having a clinic that was ours and that my whole family could really be a part of. So we opened Breakaway Physical Therapy in 2015. And so naturally, my clinic has a specialty in pelvic health. As well as we treat orthopedics, in addition, because if you really want to help someone from a pelvic floor perspective, you need to make sure that you're not only zooming into the pelvic floor, but that you're zooming out and looking at what's happening around the pelvis. So that was always important to me, that we kind of took a comprehensive approach with our patients. And we've built upon it and have, a pelvic floor team. We're able to impact so many patients and so many lives, as well as I also enjoy mentoring physical therapists in the specialty of pelvic health, because when I think back to how I started and how it took a lot to kind of go to these courses and put everything together, and I didn't have a lot of support. I kind of just went at it on my own. And so what I want for others is for them to be able to have that incredible support and to, go into the world of pelvic health and not feel like they don't have anyone to ask their questions or clinically talk about cases. So it's very much a huge, huge passion of mine. And again, being a mom of 4, I have lived firsthand so many different pelvic health challenges, and I'm lucky to have an amazing team that has helped me work through different things. I couldn't thank them enough, all the different people that have been a part of my team over the years. It's been really, really incredible what we've grown. So just really, really happy to be able to be a part of the Crofton community and the pelvic floor world, and looking forward to, our further growth and success. And thanks for joining me today and just hearing my story of how I got to be where I am. We will be back soon.